You close your eyes. You lie in bed. The hours pass, and then morning comes. But instead of waking up refreshed, you feel heavy. Foggy. Like your battery never got recharged. Let me ask you something, do you really rest at night? Or are you just unconscious? Because here's the truth no one's told you. Morning fatigue is not a normal part of aging. It's not about being too old, it's about what your body didn't get to do while you were asleep. See, most men over 60 go to bed with an empty tank. No protein. No recovery nutrients. No tools for the body to heal. And then they wonder why they wake up tired, slow, disconnected from their energy, their confidence, their life. But what if I told you just one spoon of the right food before bed could quietly change everything? Because when you give your body the fuel it needs at the exact moment it's ready to repair, the results can feel like getting your old self back. Let me show you how. Let me tell you something most doctors won't. Just because you sleep, doesn't mean your body is restoring. That deep, healing process your body was designed to do each night, it's not automatic. And after 60, it becomes even more fragile. I've seen it in hundreds of men. They say, "Doc, I go to bed at 10, I wake up at 6. So why'd I still feel like a truck hit me?" Here's why. As you age, the systems responsible for repair, testosterone production, blood vessel flexibility, hormone regulation, they only activate if your body has the right ingredients before you sleep. And yet, most men over 60 go to bed on empty. They skip dinner. Or they eat something sugary, salty, or completely void of nutrients. Let me tell you about Mr. Allen. He's 69. Retired construction manager. Used to be up before sunrise, tough as nails. But when he came into my office last year, he looked defeated. "Doc," he said, "I wake up 2, sometimes 3 times a night. I pee. I toss. I stare at the ceiling. Then the alarm goes off, and I already feel like I've lost the day." I looked him in the eye and asked, "What did you give your body last night to rebuild itself?" He blinked. "Nothing, just brushed my teeth and went to bed," and that right there, is the missing link. His body didn't fail him. It simply didn't get what it needed to repair. Because sleep isn't just silence. It's a construction site, where your muscles, vessels, hormones, and energy get rebuilt brick by brick. But if there are no bricks, nothing gets restored. That's why this simple nighttime spoon, the right food at the right time, can quietly restart the system you thought was gone. And in part 3, I'll show you the biology behind that repair system and why, if you want to restore your energy as a man, it all starts with deep sleep. Most men think energy is something you gain during the day. With coffee. With motivation. With willpower. But that's not how your biology works. Energy, especially male energy, is not created in the morning. It's restored at night. And it all happens in one place: deep sleep. See, during the first few hours of quality sleep, your body enters a phase called slow wave sleep. And this is where the magic happens. Here's what your body should be doing in that window. It releases growth hormone, which repairs muscles, joints, and tissues. It produces testosterone pulses, restoring your masculine drive. It resets your nervous system, calming stress signals and sharpening focus. It boosts nitric oxide, which keeps your blood vessels relaxed and flowing freely, especially to the areas that matter most for strength and intimacy. Now here's the catch. If you miss that deep sleep window, or if you enter it without the right nutrients on board, none of this happens. You'll still sleep, but your body will be forced to coast instead of repair. And when that becomes a pattern, you start feeling exactly what Mr. Allen felt. Slower mornings, weaker motivation, fading desire, disconnection from your own body, not because you're broken, but because your body is waiting for the signal to rebuild, and that signal never came. So the real question is, what if you could trigger that repair tonight? Not with a pill. Not with a supplement. But with one spoon of a food that quietly tells your body, let's rebuild. In part 4, I'll show you exactly which nutrients in one simple bedtime food can flip that switch. And why most men over 60 are missing them without even realizing it. Let me ask you something simple. Would you build a house without bricks? Would you fix a car with no fuel? Then why do we expect our bodies, especially after 60, to repair themselves every night with nothing to work with? That's the quiet mistake most men make. They go to bed empty. No protein. No minerals. No hormone-building fuel. And their body, ready to rebuild, looks around and says, "There's nothing here," but one spoon, just one of the right food, can change that entire equation. Let me show you how. Take almond butter, for example. 1 tablespoon gives your body magnesium, relaxes smooth muscles in your blood vessels, helping improve nighttime circulation. Arginine, a natural nitric oxide booster, helping blood flow reach where it matters. Healthy fats support testosterone production and stabilize blood sugar so you stay asleep longer. And if almond butter isn't your thing, there's cottage cheese. Half a cup before bed delivers casein protein, slow-digesting fuel that feeds your muscles all night. Leucine, an amino acid that triggers overnight muscle repair. Calcium, supports heart rhythm and nerve relaxation. Tryptophan, the precursor to serotonin and melatonin, helping your brain shift into deep, restorative sleep. Still not a fan of dairy? Go for pumpkin seeds. Just 2 tablespoons give you magnesium and zinc, critical for hormone support and prostate health. Tryptophan, again, your natural pathway to melatonin. Phytosterols, which help improve blood flow and reduce nighttime urination. You see the pattern? These aren't sleep aids, they're recovery activators. They don't sedate you. They support your body in doing what it already knows how to do but can't do without the signal. And that signal begins with one small act: a spoon. A choice. A message to your system. And the moment you give your body the right tools, it responds. In part 5, we'll uncover the hidden habits that could be sabotaging your sleep, and why even the best food won't work if you keep making these 3 quiet mistakes. So maybe you've added that 1 spoon. You're giving your body the fuel it needs. But still, something's off. You're tossing. Turning. Waking up groggy. Why? Because even the best nutrients can't overcome the hidden habits that quietly sabotage your sleep from the inside out. Let me show you the 3 most common traps, and chances are, you're walking into at least one of them every night. Mistake number 1. The salty or sugary snack before bed, that handful of crackers. That little cookie. Or even worse, processed meat, chips, or sweet cereal. What happens? Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes. Your heart rate rises. Your hormones get thrown off. And instead of entering deep sleep, your body spends hours fighting imbalance. Even if you fall asleep fast, you'll wake up tired because your system never got to rest. Mistake number 2. Going to bed dehydrated. This one surprises most men. After dinner, they stop drinking water thinking it'll prevent bathroom trips at night. But what really happens? Dehydration causes your blood vessels to constrict. That means less oxygen, slower repair, and more stiffness when you wake. And here's the kicker: your heart has to work harder all night long. 1 small glass of water, maybe with your bedtime spoon, can change everything. Hydration supports blood flow, hormone regulation, and even melatonin production. Mistake number 3. Too much blue light. Too late you check your phone. The TV's on. The bedroom lamp is bright and cool-toned. You may think it's harmless. But blue light tells your brain, it's still daytime. Don't release melatonin yet. So even if you're tired, your body stays wired. And by the time it finally winds down, you've already lost your deepest sleep window. Try this. Turn off screens 45 minutes before bed. Use a warm, amber-toned lamp. Let your eyes and your nervous system settle. So, here's the truth. 1 spoon of the right food will only work if the rest of your routine supports it. Fuel your body. Hydrate your system. Dim the world around you. And when you do, your sleep won't just be longer, it'll finally be restorative. Next, I'll show you a simple nighttime routine, 3 small steps, one of which you already know, that can turn your next sleep into a full body reset. If your body were a machine, this would be your reset button. But it's not about technology. It's about rhythm. It's about timing. And it's about giving your body exactly what it needs at the precise moment it's ready to repair. So let me give you the 3-step nighttime ritual I've shared with hundreds of men, over 60 men who went from restless nights and drained mornings to waking up clear, energized, and steady again. Step 1. 1 spoon of night-fueling food. We talked about this already. Whether you choose 1 tablespoon of almond butter, 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, a small serving of pumpkin seeds, this is your raw material for repair. It provides protein to rebuild muscles, magnesium to relax your nervous system, tryptophan to start your melatonin cycle, healthy fats to balance hormones overnight. Think of it as your body's late-night toolkit. Step 2. A glass of tart cherry juice. About 30 to 45 minutes before bed, sip 4 to 6 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice. Why? Because it contains natural melatonin to help you fall into deeper sleep, anthocyanins, antioxidants that reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, and it enhances nitric oxide, which helps open up circulation while you sleep. This isn't just about rest. This is about healing. One of my patients calls it his bedtime switch. He says the moment he drinks it, his whole body knows it's time to power down and repair. Step 3. No screens, dim lights. As simple as it sounds, this step is where most men fail. But trust me, the last 30 to 45 minutes before bed are not the time to scroll, watch, or work. Instead, turn off bright lights, use a small lamp with warm tones, let your mind slow down, read a page, stretch lightly, or just breathe. This tells your brain it's safe to sleep, and your body responds every time. Light bulb. The full ritual looks like this. 9 p.m., spoon of almond butter or cottage cheese. 9:15 p.m. Sip tart cherry juice slowly. 9:30 p.m. Lights dim, phone down, body quiet. It's not complicated. It's not expensive. And it works because it speaks your body's natural language. Do this for 1 night, and you'll feel the difference. Do it for 7, and your body will begin to rebuild. Up next, I'll walk you through exactly what happens in 7, 14, and 30 nights when you finally give your body what it's been asking for all along. By now, you might be wondering, okay, this all sounds good, but when will I actually feel it? Let me be honest with you. This isn't a magic trick. But it's also not a long, drawn-out process. Because when your body finally gets what it's been missing, it responds fast. Here's what I've seen again and again from men who commit to this ritual: just 1 spoon, 1 drink, and a shift in rhythm. Night 1 to 3, a different kind of quiet. In the first few nights, you may notice something subtle. Not dramatic, but real. You fall asleep a little faster, your brain doesn't race, your muscles feel heavier, in a good way, and maybe, for the first time in a while, you stay asleep without waking up every 90 minutes. It's not deep restoration yet, but it's the beginning of peace. One man told me, "Doc, I didn't realize how shallow my sleep had become until I felt what real sleep was supposed to feel like." Night 7, morning feels different. This is when things get interesting. You wake up before the alarm, your legs feel lighter getting out of bed, your head is clearer. That fog? It starts to lift, and maybe, just maybe, you notice something else, a quiet signal from your body that hasn't shown up in years. Morning firmness. Not forced. Not from a pill. Just your biology, returning. Night 14, energy, focus, and desire come back online. 2 weeks in, the repair process is active. Testosterone levels begin to stabilize, inflammation in your blood vessels goes down, you recover faster after movement, and emotionally you feel more grounded. One patient told me, "Doc, I didn't just feel more energy, I wanted to do things again." He started walking in the mornings. He made breakfast for his wife again. He felt present, not just awake. That's what sleep should do. Night 30, strength, clarity, and connection. This is where it becomes unmistakable. By night 30, your sleep isn't a problem anymore, your mornings are steady, your mind is clear, and your body feels like it's catching up with who you've always been, and yes, your confidence returns. Not just physically, but emotionally. I had a man look me in the eye after 30 days and say, "I feel like I've been invited back into my own body." That's not hype. That's what happens when your body is finally fed, not starved. In the next section, I'll share one of my favorite real stories of healing a man just like you, who started with 1 spoon before bed, and woke up to an entirely new life. Let's talk about Mr. George. Let me introduce you to George. He's 72. A retired mail carrier from Ohio. Walked 5 miles a day for over 3 decades. The kind of man who never complained until he did. He came into my office, eyes low, voice soft. "Doc," he said, "I sleep, but I never feel rested. I wake up more tired than when I lay down. I don't feel like myself anymore." He wasn't talking about insomnia. He was talking about disconnection. Disconnection from his strength. From his clarity. From the quiet fire that makes a man feel alive. I asked him a simple question. "What do you eat before bed?" He chuckled. "Nothing. Sometimes just water, if that." That was the turning point. I gave him one prescription, 1 spoonful of almond butter an hour before bed. That's it. No pills. No hormone therapy. No sleep aids. Just a signal to his body, "We're rebuilding tonight." He added a small glass of tart cherry juice 3 nights later. Turned off the TV at 9:30. Put his phone face down. That was it. That was his plan. The first week, he called and said, "Doc, I don't know what's happening, but I didn't wake up once last night. First time in years." Week 2, "I'm dreaming again. I forgot what that felt like." By week 3, George walked into my clinic with a grin on his face. Different posture. Brighter eyes. And I'll never forget what he said. "Doc, I made coffee for my wife this morning before she woke up. I haven't done that in years. I didn't feel rushed. I wasn't groggy. I felt like me." That's what this is all about. Not chasing youth but reconnecting with yourself. Because the truth is, George was never broken. He was just unfueled. And once his body got the message, just 1 spoon at a time, his healing began. And if it worked for George, why not for you? Up next, I want to speak to you directly. Man to man, because this is not just about food. It's about who you believe you still are. Let's wrap this up in part 9. Ready? Let me say something to you, not as your doctor, but as a man who's walked beside thousands of others like you. You are not broken. You are not too old. And this is not the end of your story. I don't care what the calendar says. I don't care what your last checkup showed. Because I've seen it too many times, men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s come back to life with nothing more than a spoon and a choice. Because this was never about supplements. It was never about chasing quick fixes. It's about giving your body the message it's been waiting for: you still matter. We're not done yet. 1 spoon before bed may seem small. But it's not about the spoon. It's about the signal. The respect. The decision to stop starving your own strength and start feeding it again. That's what George did. That's what James, Leonard, and Frank did. That's what I want for you. So tonight, when you're standing in the kitchen, feeling tired, wondering if anything will ever change, open the jar. Take the spoon. And remind your body, you are still here. You are still capable. And you're still becoming. And if this message spoke to something in you deep down where the fire never fully went out, comment 1 below. Tell me you're ready. Tell me you're taking that first spoon tonight. And if you know a brother, a father, a friend who's been quietly slipping away from himself, share this with him. Because strength has no expiration date. But it does need a starting point. Tonight could be yours.